The NHL on NBC is brought to you by Subway Restaurants. Subway, skate hard, eat fresh. By your local Lexus dealer and their pursuit of perfection. And by Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Beautiful day in Philadelphia. Here are the Honda starting goaltenders, beginning with Thomas Greiss, 20th appearance of the year, only his second for the Penguins since St. Patrick's Day, lifetime 2-0-1 against the Flyers. Steve Mason, 79th game for his team, 49th for him, 14th start in 17, 5-2-1 lifetime against the Penguins. Sidney Crosby leads the league, 81 points. Second, John Tavares with 80. Tied for fourth is Jake Voracek with 77. Both men with 4 games left in these last 7 days. Referee Paul Dvorsky, last game this afternoon, 26 years after his first. He gets to choose with whom he works this last day. Dan O'Halloran, the other referee, Greg Dvorsky, and Steve Miller, the linesman. And it is Malkin winning the first face-off and controlling to Martin, and it crossed to Ben Lovejoy, and it sailed back down for the stop by Mason. 3 earlier games, Flyers won them all. They have won 7 in a row against Pittsburgh. The Penguins desperately need the points. The Flyers would be just happy to not give them one. Along this is taken by Kunitz, trickled on through, rushed at by Grossman, battled for by Malkin and Grossman. A two-a-side battle in the corner. It's Squibbs free and is outletted by Voracek on a cross, settled down there by Raffl, and he walks it on and gives in to Giroux. Giroux dropped it back. Del Zotto able to knock it down after Malkin had interceded, twisted on to Raffl, and a shot knocked down off of Paul Martin. Raffl has it yet again. Lovejoy defending him, and Malkin swished it along. Meanwhile, Malkin saw it fed through to Giroux, but intercepted by Lovejoy and laid back ahead. Dragged right back out again by David Perron through all the traffic of changing Penguins. It is Nick Schultz. Watched there by Lovejoy, who must remain. Stepping to this is Martin. So 1:15 and a long shift for the defensive pair. Laid back along and through and down. And an icing may result, but it's waved off because of the hustle of Hornquist. Sent it on across, but then it's touched right back out by Braden Schenn. Schenn able to follow up and kick it to his stick and bring it on. Let it across to Matt Reed through one that is off Pouliot. It is Hornquist, and Hornquist spirited one ahead. Crosby trying to battle him, but Manning cut it off. Followed up, though, and worked along by Daniel Winning. Manning goes to work on him. Meanwhile, it's up to Schenn and laid across to Reed. Out of Bemidji State University, it's Reed dropping it back in. Scuderi able to lift it back along. Dragged on by Pouliot. Big crunch there by Schenn on Winning. Brought back on by Sutter. Challenged off by Vandevelde. Sutter around behind, stalemated by Vandevelde. Players go crashing around, but emerging with it, and then having it knocked away was Manning. Fed in front. Oh, and Sutter couldn't turn and fire. And then it's Bennett, and then it's Sutter. Off his stick, pinching along is Ian Cole. Rattled it around for Bennett again. Shoved off by Koliakovo. Bennett able to turn with it now. Twists one that went wide. Pinching on in is Cole. Got there ahead of LaPierre, and it is played around behind. Still they battle for it. It is chipped on further. Off of Vandevelde, played on by Bennett. Swooped along now by Spaulding. Has LaPierre around in front. Spaulding trying to get there, but can't. Dropped it onto LaPierre behind. Reaching for this and taking it is LeCavalier off the short glass and back down and short of icing. And a fire wagon change for both teams. Ladled right back in again by LaPierre, and chasing it down is Grossman. Grossman jammed it along. Craig Adams shut it off. Here's Kunitz with it, and a shot is over the glove hand of Mason against the glass. Rattled on around again and unable to start out with it, but then eventually it's Cousins sending it on, and it's brought back on and held there. Fed on back, and an intercept there by Malkin. Strike turns back defensively to go to work on Malkin at the line. Onside play. Malkin dragging it on and holds. Fed it on across. Shot! Save made by Mason on the try that came from Perron.
Well, you get a little taste of why Evgeny Malkin's so important for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Comes back in transition defense and helps out, and eventually it leads to this opportunity. Buys time. Zach Rinaldo's going to try to run him right into the ditch. Well, he runs himself into the ditch, and then Malkin finds a late man, David Perron, who snaps it on goal. Brilliant play by Evgeny Malkin early on here.
Missed the last 2, missed 8 of the last 10, and they missed him. Rattled on around now for Raffl, but it went all the way back down. No icing on this play, and so Greiss taps it along. Ben Lovejoy there, cross-bodied, puck squirts loose, thrown back around, and turning is Voracek. Met there by Paul Martin, and Voracek wheels. Gave it on back to Del Zotto for a drive, and that blocked right back down by Hornquist, a painful block as it was. Rattled on around, and it's Voracek. Swinging one that's cut off by Lovejoy, nudged on to Hornquist, and lobbed back down and no icing. Crosby glides back there with Schultz. The two of them cancel, and coming by is Giroux. Back along to Voracek. Closed off there by Kunitz. Stashed it off the wall back as far as center, and Pouliot grabs there. Plays some catch with Scuderi and marches ahead. 4 1/4 gone in the first. 2 shots Penguins, not a shot for the Flyers yet. Couturier couldn't reach, Scuderi could, and then it's Pouliot once more. Angled across for the take by Kunitz that shunted off, and quickly back the other way Couturier. The big man born in Arizona lumbers in after it, takes a swat at Pouliot. Around it goes, and this one curled all the way on its edge back down near Mason. Mason swings it on. Couturier brings it ahead. Chased off by Malkin, pushed it off Reed, tipped by Cole, sent on further, but now along to take it and lead it onto the back for Manning, and that one is blocked off by Winning. It is Cole lobbing one high. Closed off was Bennett by Grossman. And so it is Reed. How's everybody behaving, Pierre?
So far, so good. Good pace to this game, Doc, early on.
We've played 5 minutes here in the first. Only 2 shots, both off Penguin sticks. Miscommunication there. Vanderbilt fed one all the way back to Manning again. Manning able to lift one that went wide and hit the back of the cage, and Sutter turns to that. Back up, hoping for Winnick, no luck. Tumbling down to the ice, looking back as Vanderbilt, and giving the signal there's no penalty there, was Dan O'Halloran. Always nice to have that when they spread their arms and say, you may thought there was one, but there's not. Helps us too. Adams dropped it back in, and turning with this now is Del Zotto. Del Zotto on a tremendous year for a team that is not having one. A shot by Spaulding, rebound! Oh, and how did that not go? On the rebound by Adams, it was Mason. Spectacular!
Michael Del Zotto turns a puck over. We were talking about the great season, good pressure from Max Lapierre. There's a turnover. Spaulding's going to put it on goal. Craig Adams gets robbed by Steve Mason. Spaulding launches it. Mason tracks the loose puck. Adams doesn't get great wood on it, but you see the right hand come to the rescue of Steve Mason. That is spectacular goaltending.
From this draw, it's twisted along, and Martin sent one to the front that bounced free there and is scooped wide. Crosby trying to get it free. It's whacked away from him by Raffl, but he got it back. Let it on for Perron, but stepping in the way is Voracek, and a little twist that comes to Paul Martin. Minnesota-born defenseman saw this one knocked on by Schultz, walked right back in for Voracek, could not kick to control. He cancels out with Lovejoy. Meanwhile, it's battled for by Raffl, but comes back up the wing, and Perron able to touch it out before he's rubbed out by Giroux. So Streit, then Giroux. Dropped off for Voracek to Giroux quickly, but stepping in the way, Malkin. Quick changes of possession in this contest. Over 6.5 played. 4 shots, all off Penguin stick.
Evgeny Malkin's got it going on so far this afternoon, Doc. He wants the puck, and he wants to be a difference maker.
Shoved down is Kunitz. It's brought back ahead by Reed, and his shot is into the catching glove of Greiss. 13:07 to go in the first. 0-0.
Double trouble around the league with all those players.
Shots are 4-1. It took nearly 7 minutes for the Flyers to get their first one. No harm in that. There is no score. This one angled on back, and Manning, no relation to Peyton, will take over there. Rattle it on around now for Zach Rinaldo. Penalty leader for the team sees this brought ahead by Nick Cousins. Takes his own pass off the boards and curls from Cole. Then to the back, Manning a shot that is directed well wide. Played back into Koliakovo, who scored in Pittsburgh earlier in the week. Lost there on a weak toss by White. So now it's Sutter dropping it back, and it's connected on for the play by Cole. Ripped it ahead, and Sutter able to recover in the zone. Sutter with a shot that is snared high by the kneeling Mason. Watch the NHL on NBC Live on your laptop, tablet, or smartphone with NBC Sports Live Extra. Download the app or go to NBCSports.com/Live Extra and watch the biggest events anywhere, anytime. Mike Johnston was mentioning this morning that Marc-Andre Fleury played yesterday. They had planned pretty well in advance that they were going to go with Thomas Greiss today. There are only 3 games left, and they are all separated by a day until the last pair that are on the weekend. Pouliot gave it back over to Scuderi, and that one shrugged back down, and then taken by Matt Reed. Tried to work one in front, and a good reach there by Crosby. Sailed on out near Del Zotto. Gary, what do you think the chances are 35 in orange there gets to play for Canada at the World Championship?
Probably pretty good, Doc.
You know Voracek's going to be playing for the Czech Republic, but here is a change defensively for the Flyers, and the Penguins with numbers. Crosby to Perron, threw one around in front, blocked by Del Zotto. Then dragged on by Pouliot. Pouliot jammed one to the front. It came on back for Lovejoy. Shoots one, and that one blocked aside as Perron was trying to tip. And then he gets tangled up with Mason. Meanwhile, it is held along by Del Zotto. Held now by Streit and led on across.
Sidney Crosby's hurt on the Penguins bench, Doc.
Okay, brought back ahead now by Streit. Streit threw one across the net mouth wide, and it's played on by Kunitz. Led back on now to Como, and Como has a step on Van de Velde and shot one that's saved by Mason. And angled on out to center.
Belmar lost an edge. He's looking at his skate right now, and he's going to stay out there.
Laid back out, and this one is hoisted on back in, and Grossman is able to play there. Nearing the halfway point of the first period, the shots are 8-1 in favor of the Penguins. Significantly, Mason has stopped 8, and Greiss has stopped 1. Tipped on back now for Malkin, left it behind. Van de Velde with it there, across, and a shot by the Cavalier is blocked down and controlled by Ian Cole. The ex-St. Louis Blue fed it back off, and Como trickled one to center that scooped up now and brought on by Kunitz. Out of Ferris State, he tries to shake by Manning and no luck. Tipped around behind, and LaPierre got to that one. Shouldered off by Manning. The battle comes further. Floated back up the boards, and Giroux gave it stiffly right on back, and a prominent play to be made there by Koliakovo. A 360 across to Manning, and scaled back down, and icing will be called.
Well, Sidney Crosby feeling a little bit better right now after talking to the medical staff, but here's an example of what happens. A little collision with Matt Reed right there, and you can see it's obviously irritated something for Sidney Crosby. Came off laboring.
Giroux draws with LaPierre on this one. Little encroachment at first. A lot of experience in the 4-men and stripes today, and that's the choice of the very experienced Paul Dvorsky, the referee.
He will be missed, Doc. Big time. I still think he's more than capable of being a very good fisher in this league.
100%. Around this goes now to Manning, yanked it on through, and it is Koliakovo. Manning yet again on the lob from Raffl, guided on by Giroux, read there by Martin, and handed on for LaPierre, booted back in by Adams, and turning is Koliakovo, shoveling it on. Forced on back with the checking of Smalling was Raffl, and then he was shivered out of the way by LaPierre. Touched on out now for Voracek. Under 9.5 to go first period. Voracek turning, looking over his options. Some fresh ones from the bench. Threw it back in deep. Raffl with it there. Hands it along now, and it's played to the outside by Cousins. Dropped on to Raffl with Voracek behind, and he got it there in the return. And a nice defensive job done by Lovejoy on Raffl. Sutter brings it on ahead, and offside is called. Still 8 shots to 1. Still no goals. 9:04 to go in the first.
You only have 1 shot on goal. What's your message to your team?
We're just on the outside. We're not getting the puck to the net. We're not shooting the puck. We're looking to pass it. And, we got to get pucks to the net so we get people to the net.
Does your approach have to change because of getting Malkins in the lineup?
Oh, definitely. He's one of the best players in the world. So we got to watch him closely when he's out there. We could make sure our guys know he's out there, and we got to check him. Thanks for doing this. Thank you.
Craig Berube. Despite the performance of the team, it is the consensus of us all that he has done a terrific job here. This one is tipped out of play. It looked like it was headed out of play because the Flyers were sort of bailing back. But as it turns out, it did not go out. This is Lovejoy throwing one ahead, left behind by Crosby, and then poked, for sure, out of play on the floor of the Penguins bench. Let's go inside the glass with Pierre Maguire, presented by Progressive.
Thanks a lot, Doc. One of the reasons why Pittsburgh's had all these shots is because they're stretching out the defense of the Philadelphia Flyers. You see Crosby trying to streak through Manning and Del Zotto. Here's another example up to Maxime Lapierre. Chip and change it, spread them out, and then you can go to the attack. And that's a big thing. Philadelphia in that 4-1 game on Wednesday, they dominated the neutral zone against Pittsburgh. They're not dominating here this afternoon so far.
Malkin able to step by Grossman. Malkin a shot. He missed the long side, and around it rattles all the way back to Blake Como.
You can just sense a different energy when Malkin's on the ice for the Penguins.
He swoops to this one, tried to pass it ahead, but it's an onside play. Fed back near Voracek off of Lovejoy. Voracek able to pivot with it. Hands it on back. Strider shot. Save Greiss. Rebound picked up by Kunitz and given on to Como. Brings it back in, drops it off to Malkin. Swept back to Kunitz, then to Malkin again. Laid it across, and it's set up by Como, and Cole a shot on a screamer that went wide. Just now, getting back to his knees is Mason from a gentle collision. There were players from each side involved in it along with him, and so everything was fine. Brought right back ahead and laid behind Como, but not behind the man who turns now in Taylor Chorney. Rattle it on around and then stood up with Winnick. Jabs back with his stick on Del Zotto, and it bounces on through Chorney and can be retrieved by Cole. Under 7.5 to go. No score in this game. Very important for the Penguins to get a couple of points out of this. It's Bennett moving on. Not a lot of time. This one careened in on goal and is stopped by Mason.
A gathering of the clans after that save by Mason. But Doc, we just talked about the importance of the stretch pass for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Here's an example. It leads to offense. That's a stretch pass. Good support from Bo Bennett. Stop, pop, and then you see people going hard to the net. Steve Mason forced to make a save. But all that happened because of the stretch pass. It started with Taylor Chorney way back in his own zone.
The recent history finds the Flyers going into Consol Energy Center and winning 11 of the last 13 regular season games. But the Penguins coming in here and winning 11 of the last 16 regular season games. Hard to figure. And the Penguins have dominated so far, except on the scoreboard. A shot by Scuderi is blocked off by Koliakovo, sent on to Vanderbilde, and Koliakovo played off LeCavalier and near Pouliot. Sent along by Scuderi, protected by Manning. It hopped along for Scuderi again. Bellemare working with him. Bellemare likely to play for France at the World Championships beginning May 1 in Czech Republic. Bounce back off now for Pouliot to shake back ahead. Glove down off Koliakovo, and then Smalling not able to generate anything there. Out of the scrum, pivoting away with it is Koliakovo and scales it back out. 6.5 to go. The waffle board of Mason comes into play on that blast by Pouliot, then it's sent by Adams across the net mouth wide. Outlet it ahead now for Vanderbilde to move on. Chorney watching him. It's dropped back for Bellemare, and the shot was wide. Around it's poked along by Schultz. Braden Shen tried to get there, could not. Flying to this is Crosby and brings it back in. Crosby dipping the shoulder and controlling, looking over his plan. Got it back for Chorney's shot that is blocked right into the paraphernalia of Mason, and a crowd gathered.
Taylor Chorney's a great story. This is his 65th NHL game, but it's 7th professional season. Played at Shattuck St. Mary's with Jonathan Toews, and then was part of a recruiting class of Dave Hackstall's at the University of North Dakota. He and Toews went to Dakota together. He was a draft pick of the Edmonton Oilers, 36th overall in 2005, the same draft that Sidney Crosby was taken #1 in, Doc.
North Dakota, Boston University, Providence, Nebraska, Omaha will go for the NCAA Men's Championship on the weekend. Martin a shot blocked down and covered by Mason.
Doc, before the game, we talked about what the Penguins had to do to be successful here, and part of it was playing as a team and playing for one another and winning faceoffs and helping one another out is a part of it. What I like about that play, Hornqvist never retaliates. He jousts once on Mason, then moves away. We've seen in years past where the Penguins would buy in and retaliate and get into penalty trouble.
The number 1 team in NHL penalty minutes. It's normally the one in orange, but today it's the one with the golden triangle on it. Hey, let's go back in time a bit. 2 guys who played 13 years in the league. Ron Hextall scored a goal against Washington in the playoffs. He did other things like make spectacular stops and pound away on guys he loved to scrap if it was time. Jim Rutherford was a Penguins goaltender for 3 years back before the black and gold uniforms arose. Both of those gentlemen are here watching their teams today. Rutherford, general manager of the Penguins. Hextall, general manager of the Flyers. Around behind it goes, and it's taken by Kunitz. Kunitz drops it further. 13 shots for the Penguins, and they've come from 11 different guys. In football terms, they are blitzing everybody except the water boy. Held now by Martin and led on across for Lovejoy. Lovejoy brought it on, and Kunitz tipped it, and gliding on in is Como. Here's Como right in front, save made by Mason, rebound wide, and a penalty is coming up, and the call is a hook.
Clearly the Penguins coaches have come up with a plan to try to thwart the neutral zone coverage of the Flyers in the last game, and they're stretching it out. Here's what we tried to show before. A good stretch pass. Como comes in, fills the lane. It's going to draw a penalty right there. As he drives to the net, Michael Raffl will get called. But it's a great job of the Penguins understanding that the Philadelphia Flyers are backing off, stretch them out, expose those seams, and attack the net.
The power play is brought to you by the Lincoln Motor Company. 3 for 19 over the last 6 games for the Penguins. 10 out of 10 in kills against Pittsburgh this year for the Flyers. Crosby tucked it back. Pouliot with a shot, and that blocked away off of Hornqvist. Can be played further by Martin around to Malkin. Malkin over to Crosby. Then to Malkin side of the net. Sent one for Hornqvist. Tries to kick away at it. They jam in front. Losing sight of it is the referee. And so play is stopped.
And you can understand how Paul Dvorsky lost sight of the puck. He's coming in on an angle, and there's a maze of players in front of Steve Mason. Crosby with a no-look pass down to Geno Malkin, who's going to look out front to the super pest Hornqvist, who's been such a good scorer for the Penguins this year. Then the maze of players, and you watch where Dvorsky is right behind the net, and he gets screened out. He has no idea where the puck is. He blew the whistle appropriately.
It is sent on by Crosby, but collared and thrown back down by Couturier. And now we have some jousting verbally from Malkin and Del Zotto.
And a nice little tete-a-tete in the corner too, Doc, next to the collision.
It is Crosby, accompanied by Booz and by Pouliot, to whom he passes, then along to Malkin. Malkin rattled it on to Crosby, who takes. Crosby to the back again to Martin. Martin on across to Pouliot. Pouliot side of the net. Hornqvist, and a save made by Mason. Out of all of that, he's able to cover up, tumbling down partly on him, and drawing the ire of Mason is Hornqvist.
And he's good at that. That's why I call him the super pest. This is what Patrick Hornqvist is all about. But it's not the only physical confrontation we've had in this game. Watch Del Zotto and Malkin. You think they're not playing for keeps? 15 in orange and 71 in white. Little slash. And here's Derek Pouliot going down low to Hornqvist. Some good skill. And Pouliot does the right thing. He goes hard to the net trying to get that second chance opportunity. He just can't cash on. Then Mason says, stop running into me, Hornqvist.
16-2, the shots, Pittsburgh. It was 18-4. The Pirates beat the Phillies in spring training. This is lopsided too, but not on the scoreboard. Nothing. Led to the back, and a shot by Cole ricocheted wide. Taken on by Perron. Handed on back again for a pass across to Chorney. Then Cole, then Chorney again. Chorney fed it further, gliding around to the outside and holding now before he gave it on back with Sutter. Sutter steps ahead. Half a minute to go on the power play as of right now. Sutter advances and drops off. This is Kunitz. Chorney on across again. It's Cole. Pretty well watched there by Manning, wasn't he? Dropped onto the outside to Perron. Perron dealt it in deep. Slam. Score! Sutter! A power play goal, 1-0.
That's really good patience by the Penguins. Brandon Sutter is the one that capitalizes on it. Sutter scored yesterday against Columbus. David Perron's going to take number 43, Manning, up high. See how high he is up? Then bad rotation. Grossman's got to come and help out, but he doesn't. He stands still in front of the net because Manning's stretched out, and that makes for an easy wrap-in for Brandon Sutter. But Nick Grossman's got to make a quicker decision there. That's too slow and not very good rotation.
On the 18th shot, the Penguins have scored Sutter's 19th of the year and his third power play goal as this is swept away by Mason. Koliakovo tried to filter it on, no luck there, but he'll get some help from Mark Streit, who will undoubtedly play for Switzerland in the World Championship. Around to get this, pressed off there was Pouliot. Meanwhile, it's taken along by Koliakovo and thrown where it can be played by Spaulding, then LaPierre, and Pouliot decides to pass. Thrown on across now for a little send ahead that went through Cousins. Perron getting one assist, Cole getting the secondary on Sutter's power play goal, and the Penguins lead 1-0. Under 3 minutes to go in the first period. 19 shots to 2. Back to get this is Schultz. Jammed it on along, and waiting for it is Ryan White. That went off a stick and careened on back for the walk-on by Lovejoy, and it had to be blocked aside by Mason. And around behind it goes. Wedged off was Bo Bennett. Bennett got it to the back, Martin there, and then Lovejoy. Shooting one, grabbed and held by Mason. Can you predict the playoffs? Good luck. Fill out your bracket, compete against friends, and win great prizes. Visit NHL.com/bracket. Peace has been restored. 21 shots to 2. Cannot remember a lopsided one like this here in Philadelphia in a long time.
I can't either, Doc, and I think the biggest thing is the Penguins are ready to play right now, and obviously the Philadelphia Flyers don't have the same urgency.
A game of some gravity and urgency awaiting the Penguins on Tuesday against Ottawa.
What a story they're writing up there, Dave Cameron and his crew.
This is Giroux bringing it on. Pivots now. He's got Voracek nearby and shot one that's held carefully by Thomas Greiss.
And this is where the Penguins get themselves into trouble. You know what Philadelphia's trying to do? Doc just talked about the shot disparity. There's also a 1-goal disparity. So the Flyers are going to go in after every whistle and try to antagonize the Penguins and get them to take penalties. Paul Martin is 34 years of age. Yesterday he played almost 25 minutes. The extracurricular stuff's not going to help him at all. They need him on the ice. They don't need him in the penalty box, and they don't need him beating people up or getting beat up.
Most shots allowed by the Flyers this year. Twice they'd allowed 20 in a period, but they're up to 21 now. But again, to point out the important thing, it's only 1-0. Laid right back in by Winnick, chasing it down Spaulding and Manning. Spaulding one-handed in front. Oh, and Sutter could not get it home, or it would have been 2 for him. Another shot, and that rattled wide. Kept alive and hopped on off of Chorney's stick, and then off that of Sutter. Sutter trying to skate it down, but it's fed on back. Koliakovo with it, and the fans are concerned. A steal by Sutter. Oh, and a great pass stop by Mason. 100 seconds to go. Couturier ridden off by Winnick, and they shove. Sutter settled it down, collides with Schultz. Out of all this chaos, Couturier with no stick. A crowd gathers. The arm of Paul Dvorsky is up to indicate a penalty.
Yeah, Winnick's going to get a cross-checking penalty, and again, this is where the Penguins get themselves into trouble. It's a silly play by Winnick. Now Maxime Lapierre talking to Couturier from the bench. Just not smart. And Dvorsky saying, one guy, Winnick, you go. And he's going. You got all the momentum in the world. They're at the end of a shift. Why would you cross-check a guy in the back? So Couturier's strong in the puck. He's trying to make a change. He just wants that deep. That's fine. And then watch. Nothing wrong there. It's going to happen later on. Couturier's going to push off, and then Winnick's going to say, I don't like it. This is not smart. That's where you get yourself into trouble, and Pittsburgh does it all the time.
We mentioned earlier the leading team in penalties, the leading team in game misconducts, the leading team in actual misconducts. And off this tie-up, and it is a total change for the Flyers. They're middle of the pack in penalties. Here is Giroux drifting on, got it to Schenn, and that one ricocheted off of Greiss and went wide. Voracek gave it behind, off of Giroux, fielded and sent on around, and it comes on back now for Voracek. Got Ryan White near the front. It's sent on out to Strike. Walks it across and blasts one. That is blocked down in front. Scramble for it there, and Giroux will field. Blocking it back around. Scuderi steps to it. Can't clear out. Trying again. Closed off there by Ryan White. Puck to the back. Strike. Over to Giroux. Strike a shot. And that one got the glass. Poked on back by Schenn. Carefully stopped by Strike. Walks on. Handed it across. Voracek. He scores!
This is how quickly momentum can swing when somebody takes a bad penalty. Great effort by Giroux and Schenn. Straight walks the line. Jake Voracek pile drives that by Greiss. Precision, accuracy, and a power play that's lethal. You take bad penalties against Philadelphia, they will make you pay almost all the time. What a shot.
Now alone in fourth place is Voracek, and he is just 3 points behind Crosby for first in the scoring race with a week to go. That's the sidebar battle going on here. The teams are even at 1. Crosby playing in the last 25. Schultz after him as he wafted one that bounced on for the settle down by Martin. Gliding along is Crosby. Backhander went wide. He steps in to try and play opposite Reed. More jostling for possession. It squirted off Perron. Tried to stoke it back to Crosby, but Reed intervened in the last 5 of the period. More battling, and along came Crosby, did not have it, and that'll do it. There are discouraging words between the teams, and that's not unusual. Hornquist moving in too, just to make sure that it doesn't get any more fiery. 22 shots to 4 Penguins.
Now, Braden Schenn's furious at Craig Adams. After he got an assist on that goal, Adams got him up high with a hit and split him wide open.
Did he ever? Stay tuned for the Lexus intermission. Mason keeping the Flyers in it. And under the radar playoff teams. The Claret will be stopped. The tempers will cool momentarily during the 17 minutes. Paul Dvorsky looking on at an eventful game because the shots were 22-4. And the score at the end of the first is just 1-1. Began 26 years ago, a one-rep system and no helmets required. This was the gold medal game between Finland and Sweden. Nick Lidstrom had the winning goal in the contest. Paul Dvorsky refereed that, as well as both Detroit-Pittsburgh finals. In addition, outdoors, and you notice the rain beads all over the camera. That's because it rained throughout. And he dropped the puck that night too. He recalls at one point during all of the rain, talking to Sidney Crosby about the conditions. They both agreed, we've played in worse than this. Long ago, outdoors, we can play in this and continue. Quite a career. 25 full seasons during the lockout. Worked at a place called Shakey's in Hershey. Across now it is Giroux and a shot. Oh, and a scorcher that ricocheted up into the mesh and out of play.
At the tail end of the first period, we saw Braden Schenn yelling at Craig Adams, and he was split open. Here's what happened. Collision right there. Doesn't look like much, but it does enough damage to leave a few marks. Jimmy McCrossin, the fine trainer in Philadelphia, had to do a little handiwork to fix Schenn up before he started the second period.
This one is chopped on back and brushed across, but it'll be settled down by Perron and backhanded on out for Hornquist, who shoveled it off. Matt Reed turning there, swooping near him. Crosby gave it on across, and so it's Del Zotto connecting with Couturier. Couturier delays and slithered it wide. Meanwhile, it's played back along and a shot ricocheted off the post behind Greiss. Schultz missed the net. Delzato had it brushed high on the try by Hornquist. Along it comes and Scuderi knelt down but could not trap it. Comes back to defend on Couturier. Crosby moving for that. Crosby trying to play it ahead, was rammed into there, and it's turned over. It's Couturier into the glove of Greiss.
And this is what Pittsburgh can't do. They can't get into board battles against the Flyers. The Flyers are so good at this. Establishing physical presence. Puck's going to go in deep. Delzato's going to drag it off the post. And then eventually the cycle's going to get engaged. There you see one check finish, two check finish. Perron bailed out. Leads to an odd man opportunity potentially for Shannon all alone. Can't turn those pucks over there off an aggressive forecheck.
From this tie-up, along to get it and swing it around behind was Chorney. Meanwhile, it is played right through Winnick, who has to double back and hand it on. Cole gave it up, though, and then plays it back on through. Knifed on out by Sutter, and Sutter can play back in. Manning goes to retrieve this. Ripped it back along off a stick. Chorney fanned on it. Hustling back now is Cole. Striding for it is Ronaldo. And Cole arrived. Ronaldo rubbed him out. The puck left, and it's tucked on by Winnick, but through Sutter. Poliakovo brushed it on. Belmar wheeling with it there. Belmar able to bring it right back in and shoot one that is blocked up high and into the mesh by Cole. Wednesday night rivalry is on NBC this week. Patrice Bergeron and the Bruins take on Alex Ovechkin and the Capitals. Coverage begins at 7 Eastern on NBCSN. Wednesday night rivalry, the night you love to hate. The playoffs begin Wednesday, April 15th.
Two pretty good teams, Doc. You think about with Boston Bruins winning 5 straight games. Bergeron's been a huge part of that.
Nice answer by Greiss on that shot. And Pouliot to take. Alex Ovechkin with 52 goals. The closest guy 42. Malkin fed it over and Como could not get it by. It's trapped by Mason.
He just lost the handle on it. Mason's been a story here. Mike Milbury, Keith Jones, and Liam didn't like the goal that Brandon Sutter scored on him, but I bet you they like that glove save. They don't mind this one either, especially through traffic. That's a good one, making yourself big down low. Another example of making yourself big down low and tracking the puck. And then you see Brandon Sutter coming in, the left pad shuts it down. Steve Mason's been pretty darn busy here, 23 shots.
So you figure with Florida out, Luongo will at least be asked by Team Canada, and Mason as well.
They've both played internationally for Canada before at a lot of different levels, but both of them at the World Junior level.
Here's Malkin drifting with it now, handed it on across. Paul Martin steps on. Martin guided one to the front that spiked away by Delzato.
Mason was part of a World Championship team for Canada back in 2008 and part of beats in the Czech Republic. The World Championships are in the Czech Republic this year.
Jammed onto the back, and here's Lovejoy turning play made by Como, did not work. Gets it back again from Malkin and hands on to Lovejoy. Lovejoy a shot, oh, and that one shook up White. He's back and limping a little bit, but he stays in the play. And on back it comes to Lovejoy again. Pitched right back in again by Craig Adams and around behind Delzato. Threw it back up the board. Scuderi a shot, and that went off Delzato. Hustling back is Spaulding. He canceled him out. Malkin on to Spaulding. Drifting to the front. Could not finesse through the last guy. And that was Ronaldo. Meanwhile, it is played onto the back, and it's Scuderi across. Holding it now and then shooting one is Pouliot, and the save made by Mason. Hoisted on out by White, and it will be dropped back to play by Pouliot. Nearly 3.5 played in the second period, and a steal there. Good forechecking steal made, but they are unable to get much further with it. The good reach that time came from Raffl. Meanwhile, it's hoisted on out, and Manning will chase it down with Craig Adams. To the safety of the area behind the net and Poliakovo. Then Voracek. Right back ahead to Raffl. Raffl with a shot. Flexed right back out with a pad strapped to the leg of Greiss. Hornquist tried to yank it on through. No luck there. Crosby has to hold. As getting back on side is Perron. The crowd remembers to boo. This is Philadelphia. Dropped it back around behind at the Penguins winger, and then it is Voracek slugging it back out. Chorney hands it over, and then Cole. Know about Santa Claus, not sure about the Easter Bunny. Santa Claus was at Connie Mack Stadium and given quite a roust by the Philly fans. Voracek lobs it back in, and around it goes now for Cole. Jammed on further, and it's Reed to the back, and not getting much of that one, Couturier. So it is Cole, oblivious to these holiday anecdotes, holds around behind. He's got Paul Martin out there with him. There's been a change. Is coming out now is Bennett to work with Sutter and Winnick. And the long toss for Winnick is blocked away by Streit. So it is Cole again, rammed by Reed, and then it's thrown on back to Streit. Hurried one in front, booted away and controlled nicely by Cole. Back up to Sutter. Sutter able to step on into the Flyers zone and then is taken down on just a lean there by Grossman. Twisted on by Streit and played back up by Braden Shen. Crisscrosses along with Couturier, but stepping in the way, Bennett reached with his stick, as did Scuderi. Turned back over, but then quickly back in Flyers possession. Shen played it up the wing, bunted back in again by Reed, just strides over the boards into the bench area. Full-scale change for his team. Kunitz brought it back ahead for the Penguins and lobbed it back along. To a side battling, reaching as LeCavalier gave it up to Kunitz and then back on for Como. Then Kunitz again. Kunitz could not get by Del Zotto, who's had quite a game. Kunitz again working it along for Como, trickled on through for Schultz. Belmar and Mason will stop. Well, let's take a look at the upcoming games. There's quite a card here. Eddie Olczyk, Kenny Albert tonight on NBCSN, St. Louis, Chicago. LA, Vancouver tomorrow, 10 p.m. NHL Network. Minnesota, Chicago, Tuesday, NBCSN. And Wednesday night rivalry, Boston and Washington in the U.S. National Capital.
See you there.
Will be fun. A game of gravity even by then. The guys at the studio have gone over the standings with you. What is ahead for us today? What are the possibilities of things that could happen? The Islanders would clinch a playoff berth if the Senators lose in regulation. One of the possibilities today. And the Islanders are not playing. Rifled right back, and the play can be made on now by Voracek. Voracek drifting, handed it across. A hurried shot is deflected up past Rice, and it caught the glass and is laid back out by Crosby and back down and will go for an icing.
Boy, this is a creative play by the Philadelphia Flyers in the neutral zone, attacking with speed. And Jake Voracek, the puck ends up on Claude Giroux's stick. I think he's trying to get it to Michael Del Zotto, who's jumping into the rush. Eventually, Giroux shoots it high and wide. There's a creativity, smart play. Voracek's going to hear Del Zotto screaming. You see him jumping in just by Giroux, but Giroux takes the puck, and the puck goes high and over the goaltender, Thomas Greiss.
That one went off Poliakovo, but retrieving is Manning. Threw it right into a herd of Penguins who are in the midst of coming on or coming off. And this rolled back in, and Lovejoy will go to get it. Play stopped. 13:21 left in the second. 24 shots to 7, but still 1-1. If the playoffs began today in the East, Pittsburgh at Montreal for the first game, Detroit at Tampa, Boston at the Rangers, Washington at the Islanders. But we still have 7 days.
How about the parity of every single one of those matchups? Wow.
Yeah.
Good luck picking a winner.
Really. And we are proud to say we'll be carrying every game of every series for the third straight year on all of the channels that we have. We know some of them are going on at the same time, but we have channels for all. This is thrown wide now, brushed along by Sutter. Ronaldo can play it there, off Cousins and across. And it is falling and back down, and icing is ruled.
A subtle little line change for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Nick Spaulding has replaced Bo Bennett, on this line with Sutter and Winnick. So it's interesting for Mike Johnson trying to maybe get a little bit more jam with Nick Spaulding on this line to create some room. And let's face it, Brandon Sutter's had a real good afternoon so far for the Penguins.
2 shots so far in this period for the Penguins after 22 in the first. We played 6:54. And off this tie-up, sort of a strange drop, wasn't it? Rolled back around now, and a whack at it is taken there by Voracek, and he came up with it. Goes after it again, but it ricocheted off Spaulding and is handed on to Lovejoy. Ben Lovejoy played one that went on through and down, and there's no icing here, so Mason will tend. Penguins have won 16 of the 29 faceoffs. This played right back ahead, and it is Voracek stepping away, handing one on through that's neatly taken by Raffl, shaken across. Oh, and Giroux's shot was blocked down by Lovejoy. Then Voracek, he's got a man right in front of Raffl. Raffl able to blow, and he shot it wide. First it was Streit, and then the big chance came for Raffl. Streit wins it on through, outletted ahead, sent back by Como, brought back in by Malkin, delayed call on the Flyers. Como delays more, throws one across, blocked, and then fanned on by Kunitz. The touch had been established by Philadelphia, and they will be short.
They will be, but I can tell you the Flyers wanted a penalty against the Pittsburgh Penguins. Chris Kunitz for interference in the neutral zone. Mark Streit's going to get the call for interference, but man, oh man, on the Philadelphia bench, they think Kunitz should have been called for interference, and that's why you hear subtle little booing from the crowd.
Flyers have killed off 10 of 11, and none out of the last one against the Penguins in the season series. Here's Crosby hoisting it on back. Pouliot gave it to Cole. Fed one in front. Oh, shanked just wide by Malkin. Settled down by Del Zotto, and he makes them chase.
That's the difference in Michael Del Zotto's game since coming over from Nashville and before that New York. He wouldn't have made that play. He wouldn't have the composure with the puck. Really smart play by Del Zotto.
It is Pouliot bringing it ahead and lobbing it back in, and Crosby stepped to it. Crushed on high and around it, curled near Cole, able to touch it on to Malkin. Then Cole yet again. Hornquist inside the four-man box, took the pass. He's got Crosby nearby. To the front, and Mason stopped it. Another one he stopped, and it's Pouliot again. Then back to Cole. Side of the net play. Malkin threw one. Oh, and Mason came up with it.
That's a story that won't go away now. Steve Mason is playing like he's playing for keeps. He's made himself look so big down low. And it doesn't matter who the player is driving to the net. It could be Malkin, it could be Crosby, it could be Hornquist. Doesn't matter. Guys getting to the net. Look how big Mason is down low. You can whack away all you want. Pouliot keeps it alive. Cole, good composure. And then out front to Hornquist for Malkin. And Mason says, no, not right now.
Flyers clear off the short glass as far as Pouliot. Nearing the halfway point of the power play. Pouliot weaves his way along, has Crosby and Martin on one side, on the other Malkin who touched it, and Hornquist, and it swung right back down. Coming to the bench for a change. Couturier and Reed. Ryan White back out there on the penalty kill along with Raffl. That one is blocked away by him. Guided on across now for the play to be made by Chorny. Nice tip there. And more time off the penalty clock as Raffl sends it back in.
Michael Raffl's been a huge find for the Flyers. Comes out of Leksand, Sweden, an Austrian by birth. Played for 2 years with Philip Forsberg, a great rookie with the Nashville Predators in Leksand.
Along with this one now is Kunitz to the last quarter minute of this power play. Uneventful so far. Sutter able to give it back, and it's Kunitz with it. Hands over to Paul Martin. No one near the front of the net. They're way on the outside as it's Perron now firing one that was blocked right back down. Sutter did get to the front of the net, and it's played away from him. And around now to Del Zotto. Out of the box is Streit. This one angled ahead for the carry back in by Giroux. Giroux is shot. Oh, and a hard one that was over the glove hand of Bryson. Got the glass. Racing back up with it now is Perron. He's got Kunitz breaking. Perron threw one that was deflected away and into the mesh. 9:50 to go, second period of play. 26 shots to 8 and 1-1.
But you've outshot him 26-8. It's 1-1. Figure anything out of what you need to do with Steve Mason?
Well, we've got to stick with what we were doing, especially in the first period. I thought that we were getting our shots to the net. We had good traffic, good net pressure right after the shot.
Winnick takes a bad penalty. I'm sure you addressed it in between periods. What's been your message to the players so they don't retaliate against the Flyers?
We just have to keep our composure. That's the main thing. It's going to be an emotional game. It's always a big rivalry here, but just keep your composure. Battle hard, whistle to whistle. Once it's done, back to the face-off.
Thanks all, Mike.
Scooped back out again by Adams and taken by Voracek. Off Giroux, but then Cole. Spalling, but Voracek. Down he went on a collision engineered by Adams. He's a Harvard guy, engineers a lot. Pushed off by Voracek, thrown by LaPierre, and it careened on over to be sent around behind, and Manning will take it in stride.
How about Vinny Lecavalier playing right now with Voracek and Giroux? That's a little bit different. We're not used to seeing that. Usually that's Michael Raffle.
That's a lot of career points out there right now. Here's Giroux pivoting with it. Chased off, but wanted it back in away from Crosby, but Paul Martin is watching. Martin saw that one escape, but only on to Ben Lovejoy, who seemed very responsible as usual today. Trying to work his way in was Winnick. Winnick able to step to this and swing one that is blocked along and taken along by Hornquist with Crosby behind. Gave it to him. It shanked off of him and then is played back ahead. Wanded back out again by Schenn. Chased down by Reed. Matt Reed carried off by Lovejoy, and back up the boards it comes for a play by Hornquist that he could not make. And so it's Reed again. Reed feeding one along for Schenn, knocked away by Crosby, but then along it is dragged on by Couturier. The big man wheels, and a backhander shut off there by Greiss and paddled to the corner. And Crosby lifts one that plops on out to center. Steered on by Hornquist and chased down by Couturier. 1-1 the score. First 32 minutes about to have been completed. Around it is sailed and Scuderi. And a penalty is coming up. It'll be on the Penguins.
Blake Como for a hook on Couturier through the neutral zone. Paul Dvorsky had a great look at it. Couturier's trying to gain the line. The stick comes in, the free hand's in. It gets caught in between the left arm and the body of Couturier. Paul Dvorsky seeing that and makes the call.
6 for the last 18. I like the ones that are easy to divide. That's what the Flyers have done on their power play lately. In the season series against the Penguins, 3 for 15. Some debris picked up by Braden Shannon, tossed into the glove of the backup goaltender Ray Emery at the Flyers bench, as Giroux will wade in with LaPierre. It comes on back to Voracek. Swatted there by Winnick, and then Shannon then on across. Giroux holds. Straight a shot! Ricocheted off of Greiss on a deflection in front. Straight again. Fakes, gives over to Voracek. Threw one in front that popped up high.
You up. Look at the precision, look at the spacing, and look at the awareness. Ryan White could have batted this puck when it's up high, but watch the restraint. He says, uh-oh, I better not touch that or it'll be a high stick if I play it over the crossbar. Good discipline by number 25 in orange and black, but there's an example of the precision of the Philadelphia Flyers. Not much Greiss can do right there. Great job by Ryan White showing discipline. Most players would have tried to whack that out of the air.
All 3 goals in the game have come on power plays.
Braden Shannon. Last time these two teams played, Braden Shannon had 2 goals against the Pittsburgh Penguins in a 4-1 win this past Wednesday in Pittsburgh.
17th for him. Voracek gets an assist. He is now at 79 points and tied with Alexander Ovechkin for 3rd in the Art Ross Trophy race. Meanwhile, Bennett threw one behind Sutter. Chorney wafts it wide on the backhand. Bounced on further, and Ronaldo saw it push behind. Sutter stepped there, able to tip it away back to Chorney. Chorney looks it over and shoots one. Blocked away by the pad of Mason. Rebound, and he made another step, and they won us off the iron. He's got a snow angel and the puck underneath.
It's almost like Steve Mason wants to win a job. For Canada, you talked about Luongo. That hits the pipe, hits the other pipe. No, it does not. My apologies, and goes out. It's off of Koliakovo. And then it's right between the wickets, and they can't find a way to close it down.
The chant is Mason. He's faced 29. He stopped 28. From the tie-up, it goes to the corner and is taken by Como, back to Martin. Martin, a shot deflected and grabbed and held by Mason. On his left shoulder, a tattoo of a red leaf and a goalie. He began as a defenseman and forward in youth hockey for 4 years before shifting to the dark side. Taken on by Strike. Those of you who are parents of a goalie may disagree, or you may say, the boy, is it ever. Anyway, it's floated back up now to Como. Como wanting to go by. Strike, let him room, and a great save by Mason. Rebound, and unable to tuck it home was Kunitz. Martin for Como. Slugged back in by Giroux. Martin for Como, and Malkin this time. Led back ahead for Kunitz. Back in, and a shift change on for his line.
The Calvi is still on theirs with Giroux and Voracek.
Carried back up and handed on to Voracek. Jake Voracek just drifting with it, shovels it high and back in. Pouliot takes over there. 6:10 to go. Second period of play, 2-1 Flyers, though being outshot 30-10. Hornquist grubbed it right back in again. Crosby goes in with Couturier, and they test the boards. Around to Crosby behind. Defended off by Schultz. Able to turn. Fed one, and it went off Hornquist. Black right back again to Crosby by Perron. A backhander. Knocked down as it hit off Hornquist, who tries to steer and can't. Hornquist again. Got it to Scuderi. Hornquist buried on a hit by Delzato. Back it bounces to the half boards, and it's scooped on but kept by Pouliot. Pouliot handed to Scuderi again. Scuderi drops it back off the boards past the broken stick. Crosby off the back of the cage to Perron. Checked over there by Reed, and it's sky-hooked on out to center. Pouliot grabbed it, knocked it down, but then it's played on by Couturier and back in a shift change. 5 1/4 to go, second period. You would not know by the crowd nor the performance of the team that the Flyers are out. This is taken on by Sutter. Their goaltender has had a lot to do with keeping them in this thing so that they can attack more and get the lead. Belmar, a shot that is stopped by Greiss and angled back out again. Racing back for it is Manning. Behind him is Winning. Carefully jabbed on out to center where it's picked up in stride by Belmar. Moving back in. Belmar, one-handed one that had to be blocked off by Greiss. Rolled off the hit. Tried to play the point, could not. Slipped on back and kept alive by Manning anyway, and golfed on around by White. Belmar swept one for Van de Velde, but no luck. Winnick carefully plays it back short of icing. And now the Penguins can get the change they want with 4 1/4 to go here in the second. Deflected on back and settled down by Cole, but that one cut and onside from Giroux to Raffl. Moving on in is White. Stepped into by Cole. Kunitz turns, hands on to Malkin. Moves it ahead to Como, perfect pass. Como moving back in. Delaying now, looking over all of the people and threw it into the catching glove of Mason. The guy in the goal has been spectacular. And the iron, not bad. The Archangel of the old spectrum, Bobby Clarke, now known as Bob. Ron Hextall, currently the general manager, at one time, as you saw, the Fistic goaltender. Stashed wide by Hornquist. Rolled back along and Delzato prevailed. Chorney back for that and able to tip it in deep. Schultz there. The challenge from Winnick. Down goes Winnick, puck underneath. Schultz decides to play the puck, which is also Winnick. Flipped back along off the stick of Couturier. And back up the boards, a nice protection and takeaway there from Hornquist. Hornquist a shot, and it ricocheted off Mason and popped up into the mesh.
Now for the Philadelphia Flyers, you just saw Ron Hextall, a physical goalie, and Bob Clark, a physical forward. He'll like some of the physical play of the forwards of the Philadelphia Flyers, finishing their checks, going after the Penguins. They knew the Penguins were undermanned on the back end with no Christopher Letang, no Christian Hirov. They are trying to take their pound of flesh out on the undermanned Pittsburgh Penguin defense.
Unlike earlier in the week, they are able to go with 6 now, but still without Ehrhoff and without Letang. Go Bennett. Battling around behind. Reaching in and taking away Bellemare. French-born forward sees this go to Manic, and then it's up for grabs again. Bennett trying to fight through it, but it's Bellemare taking it and losing it. Bennett, and then back onto Sutter. Sutter drifts it on back. Scuderi with a one-timer that's blocked right back to him and controlled by Van de Velde. On out now for the carry back up by Bellemare, and then over to Lecavalier, and a shot blocked away by Greiss on the try from Poliakovo. Off the referee's skate, played back along again by Bennett, wedged off there. Pretty aggressive work being done by Van de Velde. So it is Lecavalier trying to feed, and Bennett got his stick down on that one. Working his way back in is Giroux, but that knocked off of him. Sutter flops it out of harm's way as far as center. Now it's Grossman waiting for Lecavalier to get onside. He comes to the bench area as this is rolled along for Pouliot, and then back for Scuderi. Off him to Giroux, and then to Pouliot again. 2 1/4 to go in the period. 2-1 in favor of the Flyers. Around it goes for Giroux. Pulled free by Pouliot. Shuffled to the corner by Scuderi. Around it is sent, though, and hoisted on out by Sutter, and Grossman drops on back.
Raffle back with the big line, no longer Lecavalier. He's back with the depth guys.
Trying to play it through a maze of legs there was Grossman, and it's sent back across. Kunitz a drive, and that one was tipped up out of play by Streit. The PGA Tour's best are in Houston for a Texas-sized showdown. Don't miss final round coverage of the Shell Houston Open coming up next on NBC. Hey, we're overdue for congratulations. Penguins family, a new member Thursday morning. Jen Bolano, Senior Communications Director, gave birth to Harper Jean at 4:26 a.m. Harper Jean, keep better time from now on, later in the day. 7 pounds, 13 ounces, all good. Congratulations to them.
Way to go, Jen.
That one whacked on around now to be played by Kunitz, and Kunitz gave it on across in the last 100 seconds of the second period. 33 shots, 32 saves by Mason. It is Paul Martin. On a cross from Malkin. Drive by Lovejoy, and then another try. Flyers blocked them both. Ronaldo with it there. Threw it out of play into the Penguins bench area, and so the faceoff will stay back near Mason. Faceoffs are 13-5 Flyers in this period.
An interesting matchup for Craig Berube when you think about Ryan White. He's going to change it up now. He's going to say as Jack Ronaldo. Ronaldo goes by the Penguins bench and says, anybody on your bench want to do anything with me? He's challenging the whole bench. He's challenging the entire bench as he comes off the ice. That's Ronaldo.
It is in the jersey DNA, is it not? It's just that that hasn't happened in a long time. Here's a shot by Chorny. Oh, and a save made by Mason. And he coasted back toward the end line with that. The puck wound up back behind the net. So no harm here other than what the players are threatening to do to one another.
Daniel Winnick's moved on to this line with Crosby and Hornquist. David Perron no longer on the line. I think part of that is they want the bigger body of Winnick. This has become a hard game to play. There you see Crosby going to that. Hornquist trying to get to the net. Streit did a good job. And eventually Winnick shows up late with Matt Reed draped on his back. 2 centermen on the ice right now, Couturier and Giroux. Giroux wins the draw.
Won that away from Crosby. Meanwhile, it's hitched on, but Crosby was able to stop it. Though so also was Couturier. Takes the return pass from Reed. Couturier moving along, jostled a bit by Ian Cole. Lou Nolan, public address announcer since the 70s, has announced the final minute of play of the second period. 34 shots, 13. Hoping for another one is Hornquist. He's got Chorny moving up the wing. Drifts it on back to Cole, and a save made by Mason. Grossman able to jab one that goes all the way back out. Will not reach the end line, so no icing until Now it has reached the end line, and so it can be played back up by Chorney, and a pass directed right to the care of Raffl. On with that Voracek. Lost it though. Raffl there, and then also Strike. And then Voracek. Fanned on the shot. And a chance now for Spaulding with 18 to go. Moving on in. Spaulding a shot. Got the glass just over the glove hand of Mason. Now it's Perron through one. Save Mason. Rebound came back onto Schenn. And Schenn throws it back out and down. Paul Martin able to get it with 3 seconds to go. Along for Cole. One last hit, and that's two, and a crowd will gather. So players have gathered in. It does not look as though, and based on how the game has been called, that there'll be anything coming from this. Doesn't look like anything was deserved. Just chatting each other up. Stay tuned for the Discover Card second intermission. Liam, Mike, and Keith. Flyers are waking up all right, and the Blues and Blackhawks rivalry renewed, and that one will be coming up on NBCSN tonight. 36 shots to 13 Penguins. 2 goals to 1 Flyers. 40 minutes in the books in South Villa. More time to mention the final game of Paul Dvorsky. I imagine that some of the players will congratulate him at the end. I asked him, what will you do on Monday when you're officially retired? He said, hide the remote for the TV from my wife, Stacey. Well, all right. Rushed along by Grossman. And then he will drive to Guelph to see his father, Bill, a longtime referee.
Legendary, Doc, in the Midwestern Ontario Hockey League. He's nicknamed the Entertainer, his father. I watched many games going back a long way where his dad officiated.
And I imagine you listened to a few games that he officiated too, because he was entertaining.
He was very entertaining.
Just recovering from a heart attack, so Paul says he will make one of his plans is to go up and see him. Anyway, this is bounced back in now in a 2-1 game in favor of the Flyers. Loving the notion that they might make it 8 straight against the Penguins and wreck their attempts to at least get higher in the standings. This is thrown on back by Reed. Islanders are not guaranteed a spot yet mathematically. Neither is Washington, neither is Pittsburgh. Laid back ahead and reaching that and trying to steer further without any luck was Reed. Ahead with it now comes Winnick, gives it over to Hornquist. Hornquist a shot, and that directed away by Schultz. Every game, every night, don't miss a moment. The Stanley Cup playoffs begin Wednesday, April 15th on the networks of NBC Universal, NBC, NBCSN, USA, CNBC, NHL Network. They'll all have something for you in that wacky first round. It'll be fun.
USA Network's a newcomer to the NHL, Doc.
Glad to have them.
Very much so.
So if one of your teams gets in, you can find the game somewhere. This one pushed around behind. And again, we're proud to say third year that we've covered every one of the games some way or other. And even going back to the days of 6 teams, it's our understanding that's the first ever in NHL history where every game was shown. Meanwhile, this is rifled back out, and the bouncer is taken on by Belmar. LeCavalier in his wake. Belmar drifts and shoots. Oh, and that one caught the glass and perhaps a bit of Grice. Through traffic, it's Belmar. Tried to center, no luck. Shifting from defense to offense, it is Bennett. Drops it back in and comes to the bench for an obedient change. 2 minutes into the third period. The shots are 36 to 13. Turning with this is Ronaldo, fighting his way along, and then it's canceled on out where it must be played by Koliakovo. Cousins sidesteps a check, and while falling, played it in for Ronaldo. And around it kicks, to be angled on back. Walked on by Strike, thrown, and it went wide. Played on further by Cousins. On around to Ryan White. White with a shot, and that blocked wide. Rebound poked out in front, and Pouliot got in the way of the try by Ronaldo. Then Scuderi. Scuderi played it on, and Adams could not get it further until the second effort, which pushed it back down, and they say no icing. 2 3/4 gone in the third.
David Perron now playing as a fourth-line winger with Adams and LaPierre.
A collision between Kunitz and Voracek. Voracek remains out. Como trying to get through, and that one pushed wide. Grossman turns it around behind a strike. Laid it back up, and Voracek has recovered and marches on, able to pivot from one. Voracek brings it back in. Shoots one that's deflected up into the mesh.
Now it's been a hitting afternoon here in Philadelphia. Kunitz steps up on Jake Voracek. Nothing wrong with that. Clean, hard hit by Kunitz. Evgeny Malkin, he's going to go after Claude Giroux, just misses him. And then he's going to go after Grossman, and those are two big hombres getting together right there. And you know what? Good for Evgeny Malkin. Coming back, he wants to show his teammates that he cares, and he's got to play with that kind of edge if the Pittsburgh Penguins are going to do anything this playoff season, if they make the playoffs.
That is an if. There is no comfort yet. Around behind it goes to Cole. Touched on now. Combination of factors could get the Capitals in before the day is over. And the Islanders. But not these guys, not yet. Curling is Couturier. Off of Hornquist, who regains his stick as Couturier accelerates on. Couturier delays, shot one that ricocheted off Greiss and curled on around for the shot by Manning that, again, went off a Penguin and can be carried on by Crosby. Crosby able to delay through traffic, shoves one on that Manning could not get. Bringing it back on his shin. Pouliot watching him. He finesses by, and a save made by Greiss. A skills competition move. Around behind now, going for it is Vandevelde. Meanwhile, it bounced on off after it. And playing along now is Sutter. Threw one in front, and having his stick tied up was Bennett by Manning. This flown back, and it's Bellemare in stride. Bellemare dropped it. Vandevelde, a shot turned aside by Greiss. Poliakovo wafted it on, and here's a drive across as LeCavalier seemed to be trying to connect with a pass across the way. No luck there. Bellemare flipped one, gathered in by Bennett. Bennett able to start on back and hand it on to Sutter, who delays. Gets a little help from Bennett, walled there by Grossman, taken on by Bellemare, handed over to Lovejoy, and that one floated in front where taken out of the play was Strike. There'll be a penalty coming up to the Penguins for that. Extra man out there. Bellemare turns it along. Strike there on the delayed penalty call. Grossman tapped it to center. Across it came to Ryan White, handed on back. And they'll take their time with this. 5 minutes have passed in the third period. The Penguins got the first one at 16:21 of the first Sutter. The Flyers have not been behind since Voracek scored on a power play. Still on the delayed call. In essence, the power play is a long one. As long as it takes plus 2 minutes. Or if they get lucky, less. Kunitz with a blast off the iron for no real reason.
Look out,
And here comes the traffic.
look out. You knew that was coming. We got sticks, we got bodies, we got everything.
Pierre, protect yourself with one hand and cough switch with the other.
We're good that way, but that wasn't smart by, that was not smart at all by Kunitz. He knows better than that.
There'll be something that will come out of this. And at least one Flyer has been signaled off.
I think that'll be Claude Giroux. That, he knows better than that, Kunitz.
Oddly enough, he was the only Penguin without a shot on goal going into the third.
Mark Streit throws this away. The whistle's going to blow. Kunitz knows that he wires it off the post, and then you know it's going to be a free-for-all. That's one of those unwritten rules in hockey. And then it's chaos mas macho.
Well, this will be an interesting determination out of all of this scuffle as to whether there'll be a penalty to Pittsburgh. But right now, there is only one that has been signaled to the Flyers. Dan O'Halloran, the referee, getting the opinion of Steve Miller, the linesman. Miller talking with Paul Dvorsky. O'Halloran talking with Crosby. so.
Well, the original penalty's on the Penguins. I think everybody knows that.
So will it be one guy apiece?
Well, Giroux's definitely getting one for Philadelphia. He came in and went after Kunitz. So that's why the two captains are there with Paul Dvorsky.
Okay, so Giroux is in.
Bo Bennett's coming. He got the original penalty, Bennett.
For a side only?
Looks that way, Doc.
We'll wait until they're posted on the scoreboard or until Lou Nolan announces them.
Pittsburgh. Number 19, Bo Bennett, 2 minutes for tripping. Flyers penalty, number 28, Claude Giroux, 2 minutes for roughing. Flyers penalty, number 93, Jake Voracek, a 10-minute misconduct.
Wow.
Time, 5 minutes, 39 seconds.
The two kingpins offensively for the Flyers are boxed. Voracek for a long time. Giroux for 2 minutes.
Well, it's never boring, is it, Doc?
Never is. You think they're so far apart in the standings, why would it be contentious? But then secretly in your heart, you know it will be. No problem. Lovejoy drops it in. Del Zotto to get it there. Both teams a man short. The Penguins desperately need one here. Martin a shot, and that blocked aside. Reached by Crosby. Feathered it on through neatly onto Hornquist, and Hornquist to the outside. And a shot! Ricocheted off of Schultz, who whacked at Crosby, and Crosby whacks back.
Buckle up. The last 14 minutes of this thing's going to be nasty.
Reed dropped it on back. Couturier fed it across, and it's taken by Como. Como wheeling to the slot with it, jammed it on over to Cole. Cole a shot that ricocheted high off Schultz and out of play. Still lots of time left in the third. 2-1 Flyers.
Welcome back to Philadelphia on Easter Sunday. Paul Dvorsky in his last game talking to Jake Voracek and Claude Giroux during that last TV timeout, trying to get it all sorted out. But it was Voracek that made the first beeline at Chris Kunitz after he shot the puck at the empty net. You see Chris Kunitz, he's buckled up and ready to go. He's not going to shy away from anything. But this thing's got a chance to get nasty. And both linesmen, Steve Miller and Greg Dvorsky, Doc, very well aware that Kunitz could have a target on his back.
Still for a side. And off the tie-up, it is reached by Como. Wheels with it, delays. Pretty well watched there by Del Zotto. Man-to-man right now. Como to the outside, Del Zotto on him. And slams one that went wide of Mason in the cage. Turned along by Malkin, swept further by Belmar. Right back through Malkin, and it's Streit. Reversed it along further. Walled was Belmar by Como, so it's pushed on by Mason. Malkin got there, walled by Streit. And the puck kicked out to center for Pouliot. Under 13 minutes to go. Penguins 95 points. Boston 95. Ottawa 92. Ottawa at Toronto tonight. Detroit with 95 as well, but technically in third place as Crosby delays and tried to push it through.
Kunitz on the ice, that's why they're booing.
Away from Kunitz, it's pushed by Manning and then right back in. Kunitz, the forechecker here, as Schultz swings a pass ahead that's bunted on back to Manning by Couturier. Thrown back in by Giroux. Punched on out. Full strength action now. Brought ahead by Crosby. Steps in and laces one that's blocked away by Mason. Off of Perron. Near Crosby. Up the boards for Reed. And Reed connects with Couturier. Paul Martin to Crosby. Touched it to where he thought Perron would be. No luck. Couturier wedged off there by Lovejoy. Good closure on Ryan White by Martin. So now it's Winning. Sent down was Lovejoy by Couturier. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, it's Koliakovo. Raffl flipped, its glove down by Lovejoy and played stiffly ahead. Strong pass for Winnick and sent back in. Closing off is LaPierre, battling there with Raffl. Reaching in is Sutter. Raffl emerges and touches it across, and White puts it right on the money for Couturier to lob on back. Help comes from Scuderi. Reversed on to Pouliot. 11-11 to go. Giroux touches it on back. Giroux once more to the corner boards, and Streit will play it there, but no luck. Follow up from Giroux, and he's able to step away. Nice work by Claude Giroux. Stepped away from Crosby, gained the zone, laid it back in deep. Van de Velde pushed it along from Scuderi. Played on to Giroux. Oh, and that one hit a teammate high. Played on by Crosby, and then it is fallen. On back to get it is Streit. And then on it is brought by Van de Velde. He's got LeCavalier. Van de Velde, a shot that's just beyond the glove reach of Price, and then pushed on back to Del Zotto for a drive, and that one hopped off someone and went out of play.
Now chances for the Flyers off the rush. They've been pushing the game ever since the start of the second period. See Michael Del Zotto in that picture, but this is Couturier and Ben Lovejoy, and again, not a lot of friendship in this game now. And I can tell you, Doc, Maxime Lapierre and Sean Couturier were not only physically jousting behind the play, verbally jousting as well. And then Ryan White, who's a former teammate of Maxime Lapierre, told Maxime Lapierre, I remember you from training camp. Anytime you want to fight, it'd be my pleasure to engage you.
Around behind it came off of Cole and Ronaldo there. Dropped on now for Van de Velde and then played behind for Bellemare. Kept by Del Zotto and along for Bellemare to flip for Ronaldo, but knocked away by Cole. So it is Kunitz working his way along and stashing it to Mason. Paddles it along for the take by Van de Velde. Malkin got in the way of that and settles it down at center. Gave it on back to Lovejoy now. Lovejoy boomed into and closed off effectively by Del Zotto. Lobbed around behind and it skittered loose off of Manning, away from Malkin. And it is Bellemare able to bring ahead with 9:42 to go. Nudged on to Van de Velde again and back in. Very obediently they come to the bench. Flyers have done a good job defensively after the Penguins have just dominated on the shot board early. Here is LeCavalier and a save made by Greiss. Bennett connects ahead and Sutter glides on. Sized up by Manning and touched right off his stick by Manning. Meanwhile, hustling to it, Bennett slipped one out in front, settled down there by Sutter, and a shot by Pouliot was blocked away by White. White closed off by Perron, who came right up with it. Perron around behind Scuderi, a shot that went wide. It must be played at center by Pouliot, and he drifts back deeper. 9 minutes to go. Pouliot stepping away and shoveling one from 90. A careful block there by Mason. Couturier brings it back up ice. Gives it on to Brayden Schenn. Here's Schenn feeding it across. Reed there, gliding around, tried to shovel it in front. Greiss blocked it, and it's taken by Scuderi. Off the short glass as far as center. Delayed offside is White. Flyers can pivot back in on the forecheck as it's taken by Scuderi. 8.5 to go. Brought back ahead by Hornquist. Off of Crosby's stick, who's after it. Grossman got there with Crosby. The battle continues. Crosby, while prone, tried to play it through. It came over to Winnick. Then back for Cole. Oh, getting a piece of it was Mason. Tumbling down to the ice was Winnick. More playing along the boards. 4 players there and a 5th watching. And the 5th comes up with it, Reed. So Couturier again. And then Schenn. Fierce battle here as Schenn moves in. Holds to the outside. Couturier denied though. And he's walled by Chorny. Penguins turn to rush. Como gliding straight ahead. Como able to gain the zone. He's got Malkin to hand to, and he does. Laid to the back. Shot by Lovejoy. Scramble in front. The initial block by Mason. Back to his feet again. Kept alive by Malkin. Sachets from one. Lovejoy, a shot spiked away by Schultz. And Schultz is able to play one. Lovejoy tried to keep it. It's onside. Here's Malkin feeding. Como threw it across Malkin, and it would not go.
Michael Del Zotto just saved a goal.
Drive. side, drifting with it now. Across for a drive by Lovejoy that is blocked and covered by Mason.
Well, the Pittsburgh Penguins pushing the pace here. They sense the urgency. Malkin over to Blake Comeau. Good patience by Comeau. He tries to get Mason down and out. He does. Can't finish. Malkin off the post and then off the leg of Delzato. And Drew comes in to clean it up. And as they came to the bench, Malkin and Comeau were verbally jousting with one another. And line mates had to come in like Hornquist and even Rick Tocchet behind to tell them all to settle down. Passionate game, lots of things happen, and now they're sitting side by side, but for a little while there, the teammates had to get involved.
From that to this, Crosby. Battled for by Hornquist, it's squibbed in front, and is held again by Mason. 41 Penguin shots, 40 Mason stops. At the other end, the Flyers have fired 17. Greiss has gotten 15. 30 scoring chances for the Penguins, 15 for the Flyers. Hornquist threw one that was blocked off. Couturier lobbed it back out, gloved, and then played back ahead by Chorny. They try to outman, and no sale because of the strength of the play that was made by Stripe. Couturier backhanded to center, and so it's Cole. 6:45 to go, third period.
Don't forget the misconduct of Voracek, so lots of different line combinations for Craig Berube and the Flyers.
Blasted along by Crosby and grabbed and held by Mason. A no-look blast on goal, and Mason held it. Gord Donnelly, Trevor Letowski, Clay Wilson, Butch Deadmarsh, Derek Engelland, Doug Favell, Roy Sommer, all of those who were born on this date. Bernie Parent celebrated his 70th birthday just a week ago. Doug Favell was born 70 years ago today. Two Flyer goaltenders from the very early years of the franchise over across the parking lot at a place called the Spectrum 48 years ago. Off this tie-up, it is in a scrum, and Bennett tries to pull free to get there, still working one-handedly, and then two. Perron shoved off. Coming by is Bennett again, walled there by Koliakovo. Bennett pursued by Koliakovo, got it to Pouliot, settles it down, then played it on to Scuderi. Then on to Bennett. Slugged one that came to Sutter, and a save made by Mason. A wheeling turnaround shot by Sutter. 6:05 to go. Flyers back on the attack. It is Van de Velde with Belmar breaking toward the cage. Belmar drifts off now to deal with Scuderi. Pouliot, and enough Penguins were there to clear it back out to center, and it's blasted right back around by Delzato. Waiting for it is Ben Lovejoy. Then on to Kunitz. That one blocked off of Giroux and carried on by Sutter again. Sutter's been effective today, has scored the only Penguins goal, and has been a part of the action a lot of the time. Forced back in by Raffl and stopped by Greiss. Left behind, though, and then Martin had to recover, which he did. So it is Comeau flying it back out and down. Schultz goes back for this. 5:23 to go. Clock becoming the enemy of the Penguins now. Comeau flipped one that went through Malkin and bounces on now to Schultz. Tipped on by Giroux. Led on further by Raffl. Sized up by Lovejoy. Raffl wanting to go by. Drifts around behind. Wiped out as he tried to pass. Thrown along by Grossman. Remarkably reached by Raffl to White. White tucked it behind Couturier. Couturier swung one in front. Scored! It is White. It is 3-1.
There's been an urgency to the depth players of the Philadelphia Flyers in this game. Sean Couturier, Ryan White, Pierre-Edouard Bellemare. Good job by Couturier right out front, and Ryan White says thanks for coming. Good job by White on the cycle, protecting a little exchange of lanes for Couturier and White, and then Couturier returns a favor. That is a thing of beauty off the cycle for Ryan White and the Philadelphia Flyers.
The advantage is 2. The desperation has doubled. There is scoring merchandise in the white jerseys, but they have to show a lot here in the last part. Meanwhile, the Flyers looking to go 8 in a row over their rivals from the western part of the state. Couturier on to Schenn. Oh, and that was a strong shot that went wide. Brought right back ahead by Crosby. Wanting to filter it through, but cannot. Swept right back out again. Taken on by Matt Reed. Hands across for Couturier, but blocked from him by Scuderi, so it has to be lobbed right back in again. The chant is a clean one, so we will tell you it's "You Can't Beat Us." 4:06 to go, third period. Flyers 3 on White's goal, Penguins 1. After this one, Pittsburgh 3 left. Boston idle. After tonight against Toronto, Ottawa 3 left. It could be 1 point separating 4 teams. Who would have thought, given the way it was in October and the way it was between Thanksgiving and Christmas, that Pittsburgh would not be guaranteed a spot in the playoffs yet? Pushed in by Raffl. Wide of Greiss in the cage. 3 wins in the last 11. And unless something happens quickly, it'll be 3 wins in the last dozen. Grossman waits. Forechecker is Crosby. Under 3.5 to go. Garrett, what time would you pull your goaltender?
Probably 2:20.
Brought in by Hornquist. Hornquist a shot, save Mason. Rebound bounced on to be cleared by Schenn. Out as far as center. Swept on by Cole and carried back now by Reed. Couturier there, but then it comes on across for Crosby to play. Takes a look at Winnick. Drops it back in. And around the roulette wheel it goes to Hornquist. Played by Del Zotto, and again back out it goes. Racing on back for it is Ben Lovejoy, and he'll get there first short of icing. Played now by Reed. Reed fed one in front. No! Blocked away by the defense in front, and it's carried right back up again by Perron. Moves up with Bennett and with Sutter. Perron backhands one, and that one ricocheted off Schultz. And then we get a penalty coming out.
Brandon Sutter's going to get it for running over Steve Mason.
2:38 to go, and the Penguins can only hope that 2 minutes of it will be spent shorthanded.
Well, you always tell your players to go hard to the net, and that's not Sutter. That's Bo Bennett that gets him with a stick, not Sutter. 19, not 16. And now Sutter's over there, but now they've seen the replay, and they're going to get Bennett. They're going to make the adjustment. Bennett's going to go. Sutter's going to go the other way.
Well, in terms of penalty killing, that's important. And in terms of when they get their goaltender off, they have any kind of an attack left. The deficit is 2. The manpower deficit is 1. 2:38 left. At the other end, Mason has stopped 44 of 45. Driving along with this is Voracek. Led it to the back to Strike. Gathered in by Adams, pushed ahead onside is LaPierre. Save made by Mason.
Got it today, isn't he, Doc?
Hockey Canada is watching this, I'm sure. Strite had that one knifed away. Del Zotto to take it there. 2:10 to go. Flyers in no particular hurry. They have the man advantage. The onus on the Penguins to get a couple. Brought ahead by Giroux. Played for Schenn. Chopped along, read by Del Zotto. Pushed on through Giroux and thrown back out by Martin, and Malkin had it hop off his stick. He goes to the pie slice to play. Around behind, wedged off there by Strike. Coming by is Perron, popped it loose, still going for it. Beg your pardon, that's Cole. Rolled around behind, and it can be played by Del Zotto. 100 seconds to go. 1 minute to go on the Flyers' power play. Shift change for the Penguins as it's brought back up for Voracek. It's Giroux bringing it on, hands on to Schenn. Schenn fed it across, and it went through 2 players to be played then safely to center. And the chant again is "You Can't Beat Us." Back in deep, it's Pouliot. Hit by White, and along it goes. And a long toss to center. Como couldn't get there. Played on back end with 1:08 to go. Pouliot plays it on. Crosby fresh from the bench. Hands it on across to Como. Brings it on. Takes the drive. Then shot one past the glove hand of Mason. Rattled on around and it's White to help it back out. Pushed right back in again, and it can be held there and played along by Manning to White. Little keep away, but taken away by Malkin to Crosby. Drive, and that one blocked out. Another try into the glove of Mason, and then run into by Hornquist.
Well, they've been trying to get to Mason, and he's been big as a house. Virtually unflappable. That turnover by White there, and it leads to a chance for the Penguins. Crosby puts it on goal, and then Hornquist just makes himself known to Steve Mason. Poliakovo gets in the lane against Crosby, blocks it down, and then Mason said no second chance opportunity. Little help from Brandon Manning as Hornquist went towards the goal, and Hornquist will get called for a penalty. It's a thing that won't go away for Mike Johnston and the Penguins. The frustration they have every time they play Philadelphia, and they just, for whatever reason, they lose it. Keith, Mike, and Liam talked about it after the first period, and it's something after Winnick's penalty. It was silly. That got Philadelphia back in the game.
From the tie-up, it is Giroux popping it on back. A 5 against 3. Voracek drifting. Delzato holding. Then Streit, half a minute left. Then Giroux. Looking over toward Voracek, and that one blocked back out. Penguins will make one last change. They will remain with 95. Boston Idol 95. Detroit later 95. Ottawa later on 92. And a week to go. And a score by Delzato.
Well, for one team, it's all kinds of fun and giggles. And for the other team, it's soul-searching time. The Penguins are running out of racetrack in a hurry. But what a beautiful play. Schenn, cross-cross feed, Delzato through the wickets. And that's about it. This is a beautiful hockey, though, by the Philadelphia Flyers. Giroux to Schenn, and Delzato deposits it right to the back of the net.
Locals in Philadelphia have talked about the Hextall plan, and they realize this is suffering right now, but they believe in the plan, at least the ones we've talked to that aren't employed by the team, but help employ the team because they buy the tickets. This game is over. 46 out of 47 for Steve Mason. Quite a game for him and his team. And the Penguins are now coming across the ice, despite being defeated here, to congratulate Paul Dvorsky on a wonderful career. And we'll just watch this. They couldn't agree on much today, but they do on this. The Flyers are waiting their turn. The Penguins streamed across first, and the Flyers will wait to pay tribute as well. From Hummelstown, near Hershey, Pennsylvania, he will get back home tonight. Hide the remote so that he can watch what he wants on television. And then, in retirement, will pay a visit on his father. Father of 4 brothers and 4 sisters. Large family of 9 siblings. They had quite a conversation with about 10 minutes or so to go after the misconduct, didn't they? Jacob Voracek and Dvorsky. And it still goes on, but with smiles. Though he was born in Ontario, they feel like he's one of theirs because he's a Pennsylvania resident and has been for a long time, and he departs. Final score in the game, Flyers 4, Penguins 1. Tune in tonight on NBCSN at 6:30. St. Louis Blues, Chicago Blackhawks, Dave Strader, Eddie Olczyk, Brian Engblom. He's healing up pretty well. Coming up next, coverage of the final round of the Shell Houston Open. For Scoop Cooper and Steve Kaiser in the booth. Tom McMillan and Zach Hill handling team communications for these two squads. Miroslav Dvorak and Konstantin Koltsov from the alumni. Mike Emmerich saying so long from Philadelphia.